Alright everyone, if you can hear me, we'll get started in just a second. Okay everyone, double check, make sure that we are live. You never know with YouTube nowadays. Okay, welcome everyone. My name is Nick, trading live today. Right now we are trading the ES, the NQ, Crude Light, and gold. So quite a lot to look at. I've done just a little bit of analysis. Remember, probably our primary place to trade is the ES. It's where I do most of my trading at. So I've done just a little bit of analysis here, but I haven't done a lot. I've mostly been trying to make sure that, frankly, that everything is going well, technology-wise. But what we're facing here is we're facing a big wedge, and I drew it two ways because I wanted to demonstrate just real quick that it really doesn't matter how you draw it sometimes. It is what it is. If you drew it from here, you're going to see a wedge. If you drew it from here, these blue lines, you're going to see a wedge. If you drew this red line here, you're going to see a wedge. It doesn't matter how you draw it, you're going to see a wedge. So keep in mind that you don't always have to be perfect to know what's going on. And there really is no perfect. And what's going on is constantly changing. Okay. Yesterday we noted our profit target being here, how close we were. We got extremely close to it. We're in a good area. There could still have been enough bears taking profit here, but it wasn't really a definitive touch of the low. So we could also range out and come back into here. We could have a series of small days. I haven't drawn anything for NQ yet. We are facing something similar, however, it's a wedge, it just looks a little different. It's a wedge and an overextension. It's a buy climax and sell off. So, kind of the same thing going on. It's a little bit harder to see on NQ, but there's one. That's a more definitive touch right there. And there's another profit target. No guarantee that we're going to get to that profit target, but we're going to put it up on the board just for the time being anyway. I'd imagine this is stronger because it's a 50% pullback. You can see that bulls have been buying here. I would say it's less likely that we break this, and it's also less likely that we test it. Doesn't mean that we won't. Alright, and then Crude Light we've talked about. Triangle, big push up. We've hit a profit target here. Kind of waiting. Gold, big push down. We're in a range here and here. Draw out some general, very rough edges here of where the range actually is. In fact, I'd probably even draw it there. Something like this. So just a quick rough little outline there. I see we're missing a few things, so let's add bar timer, current day. Where'd you go? Current day and our EMA. Awesome. Hopefully next time too I'll have a bar counter to show everyone. I just haven't downloaded it on my computer yet. That's on my other one. Alright. Let's take a look at the ES on smaller time frame first. This is going to be a really, really important level. In fact, I would be half tempted to move it up to here just for not as a, I guess, perfect technical indicator of hitting a profit target or not, but just being extra aware when we shrink down to smaller time frame charts that there is resistance coming up here. So let's go to the 15 real fast. Been doing a lot of work with NinjaTrader lately, especially with coding and writing scripts, indicators, bots, etc. So I've had to do a lot of learning about the settings, and some of these learnings have caused me to have to just get confused and download and reinstall NinjaTrader a couple of times. So some of my settings are not all the same. We do have a, we are round level resistance here on the ES. So maybe you can anticipate a double top. So let's see, I think we're still in the first bar on the 15. Let's go to the 5. Alright, big spike up. Micro double top, some resistance here. Lots of risk. We don't really have a decent signal bar. You could say that maybe you could use this if it ends as a bear bar as a signal bar, but your order is going to be down here, and that's going to mean a lot of risk. You could enter on a limit somewhere up here. You would have low risk, more or less. You see this right here. This is where your stop needs to be, really. This is the best place to put your stop. Maybe you can't afford to put your stop there, but that's where you really need to be putting your stop at. This is it. Let's just see. Nope, wrong button. It's that's the wrong one too. Maybe that's it. Yeah, so 14 points of risk as it sits about now. If you were to enter, you could put your stop other places. You could put it like here and risk less, but you got to keep in mind that every time you do that, you also risk volatility stopping you out and then returning back down to your profit target. Okay, well, we can wait 3 more minutes on this. Let's go to NQ. Same situation, wedge. Mind you, just really, really fast, because I want to drive this point home. Wedge, doesn't matter how you look at it. Even if you drew it way up here for some reason. Wedge makes no difference. Guys, you don't have to be perfect to trade the market. Okay. I might start doing these streams a little bit earlier. If I'm doing 4 tickers, guys, you want me to sit here and analyze 4 tickers on the spot? Spend a lot of time analyzing, a whole lot of time. Happy to do it, but might need a little more time in the mornings. Make sure I'm not missing any trades. We're seeing something similar on the NQ. It's not quite the same. We're trying to get above this trend line here. I think the key thing is just that we're a little bit above. If we push down, we'll adjust the trend line accordingly. We'll make it up here. Kind of just sitting and waiting on this one here. Crude Light, I'm not so interested in this. Remember yesterday how we were talking, and I did have a lot of technical issues yesterday, so not a lot of people are able to see it. But yesterday we talked about how when we're near a profit target, the day is likely to be choppy. And that is very much what yesterday was like. It was very choppy. Real tight range here. There's nothing I'm too interested in. Gold is in a range. Very, very choppy, guys. This isn't. Remember, if you're going to trade this, it's generally best to not bother and chop like this whole area right here. It's best not to trade it, but if you're going to, whatever position you take, you have to be willing to scale in. If you don't scale in, then you're probably going to lose. That's just the way there is to. That's all there is to it. Alright, so our main watch right now is going to be the ES. "30 seconds left in this bar. Do have some pretty good rejections here. And it is a pretty good bull bar. Do have a bullish context, which is just this big bull bar right here. It's probably likely going to continue to range. I would kind of think that because on the daily chart, there's at least a part of me, we'll kind of have to see how it goes, but there's at least a part of me that thinks that we'll probably retest this level at some point. We'll just have to see. It's a good thought to have, to kind of keep in the back of your mind, because if you start seeing price action that's more bearish, then you might start to think that, oh, well, maybe so. Something else to keep in mind too. We have a gap between days. So the market may also, I guess it technically has already filled that gap, but it may look to fill it again. It might be a type of magnet. I'm just going to have to wait and see. Alright, if we get a bear signal bar here, is this a good short? Well, it could be better, but look at all these bars in here. Let's just look to see. From the open, we have a giant bull bar, so we immediately have bullish context. It didn't really go anywhere. We have followed by 2 bear bars, another climactic bull bar, 3 bear bars. And we have 3 bull bars in a row. We have a bear bar, bull bar, bear, bull. And let's just assume this is going to be a bear for a second. It would be a decent signal bar, be a little bit better risk to reward. Your profit target would be down here. But ultimately, I think that we're just in a range right now. I think that we're just in a range. I don't feel like either side has incredibly high probabilities. And it's something that I think I just want to sit and wait and let it develop. And keep in mind, too, that anytime the market is... let me move my YouTube over. Anytime the market is in a tight range like this, you want it to pick a direction. You just sit here and wait. It'll find a place. It'll pick a direction. 2 seconds here, guys. I have things in my Discord here. Guys, if you want a great place to learn how to trade, if you're new, if you're not sure what's going on in the market, then hit me up. I want to help you. I offer one-on-one trading lessons. I have a Signals Discord where we trade future stocks, ETFs, options. It's really great too, because if you have a job, that's a great place to be, because it's not high intensity. You're not going to get bombarded with alerts. Most trades are multi-day trades, so it's very stress-free, very calm, and it's very consistent too. That's our main thing that we look for in our Signals Discord, is consistency. I also have some Ninja Trader indicators that I will hopefully dish out this week. Hopefully I'll go live and show everyone, and some bots as well. So we will see, you will see kind of what I have to offer throughout the week here. Still sitting here waiting on something to develop for the ES. I don't want to be long, I don't want to be short. I might be interested in a short entry up here. I have to have small risk though. I'm not really afraid to take a trade, a losing trade with small risk. You don't really, when that happens, you don't generally have as high a probability. But you also don't technically need it. You don't need a big win rate trading like that. Let's see here. Oops. I think we're still streaming even though I exited YouTube. I really do hope this works, because I don't actually know what's happening if I'm streaming well or not. Although it does say I'm live, so that's good news. I wanted to log in real quick and show you something, since we're sitting here waiting on the market. In queue, we're waiting on that. Let's see. I'm getting a big bear bar here. Maybe this will be the breakout that we're looking for. Real quick though, I did want to show you this. So this is just the beta testing here. You can kind of hide some of this, but you gotta kind of hide it a little bit. But see some bots running here. It's just something that I'm working on here. I might share some screenshots instead. But it's just a quick little teaser. Alright, we're finally getting a big bear bar here. It is pretty cool. So the current script I've been using is actually making lots of trades. I just got a text right now. It's like it's in Tesla and Nvidia. I think it liquidated those positions. So it's pretty cool. It trades mostly off the 1 hour chart. And it uses mathematical pivot points. When it finds support in one area, it'll go ahead and buy. And then sell again whenever it reaches a certain retracement. So just beta testing it right now, but it is going pretty well. I've been getting a lot of people looking at the one-on-one futures trading right now too. All right, I think we're starting to get a little bit of a direction here. We're going to find out. We need this to be a nice break of this neckline. And something similar on the NQ. Crude still in a big tight range. Don't want to be involved. Don't want to be involved. I do think that one of the probably one of the biggest, I don't know, I guess misconceptions that people have is like that a trading room is loud and noisy and there's people yelling and screaming and shouting, and yeah, it was like that back in the day, but you gotta keep in mind too, a lot of these people are brokers. They're trying to manually fill orders, and it's all gone. It's no more. It's easy to get really emotional in the market. I think it's especially easy if you're surrounded by other people. You're surrounded by other people and they're getting excited or depressed, you can't help but do the same thing. But it's not how you want to be. You want to be calm no matter what. You never know what can happen. A lot of times the market makes you think something is going to happen and it doesn't do that thing. You got to be ready for it. You got to be emotionally desensitized to it as well. Alright, getting a little bit of a breakout now. Let's see what'll happen. Okay. Another big push on NQ. Now, because of all this chop here, whenever you have a lot of chop like this and you have a breakout, this breakout, because of the context of choppiness, is going to have a lower probability of breaking out. It's going to have a higher probability of breaking out and then coming right back into the range. That's just the reality of chop. Chop, 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 chop. All right. Starting to get a direction now. It's going to sit and wait. Now notice we have our resistance up here. Now this isn't the true level of resistance. Remember, we moved it up a little bit. We moved it up just a little bit on the daily chart because it's been touched already. So it's more of a psychological thing than anything. And it's not going to be a big difference either. If I put my take profit exactly right there, if I took a trade right now and I took my take profit right there, it's not going to make that big of a difference. But it is going to remind me that there's resistance coming up. And last time, it didn't act on this resistance last time. Last time it acted more closer to right here. So probably going to be some volatility. It's probably still going to touch here, but I am just being a little bit more moderate about it. So sometimes what happens here when you have this breakout, let's just say that you're a bull and you bought somewhere. Let's just say you bought the close here, bought the close here, bought the close here. Any of those, you're using a wide stop under the low. See a push down like this, you know that, well, you're probably going to get stopped out here soon. It's certainly a good risk. A lot of times bulls with big accounts, they're going to buy more here, try to get a 50% retracement, which would be somewhere in this neckline, and that will allow them to get out of their longs at break even. I'm not saying that's happening here, but I am saying that you'll see that happen quite often. You have a range, especially a tight range, a breakout, buy back up of that range to a level of previous support, and that generally allows bulls to get out break even. You also have to think our market cycle did change at the open here, but it's ranging pretty bearish. It's a good little bear trend here, and that's also some context that we're working with. Now, if you go back far enough, you can say, well, this whole run up was bullish. Like, yeah, but we're in a bear channel. In fact, if we look back at things, probably should have done this from the beginning, but should mark these levels off. And it would make sense. It would make sense that we'd find sellers in these areas here. Here. If we look at this from a wide point of view too, right, so that's the halfway point. So we had a little more than a 50% pullback. So it's reasonable to think that there would be sellers in this area. Something we probably should have noted before, but it's okay. I don't think we really had that much time or that much of a signal to for it to have really made a difference on if we were in this trade or not. Nice little bear trend though. Nice little bear trend. NQ with this big bear bar. I guess we are on the 15. That'll help some, right? We actually had a little bit better action. Maybe we should have been on the NQ. That actually is a decent signal bar there. You get that signal bar and sell below. I mean, still kind of need to be up. They still have that 60 points of risk though. Do M and Q or whatever. Kind of wouldn't mind. You're always going to have more risk in terms of points on the NQ, but still like to get good trades. And you know, I'm so used to trading the ES when it's just like you got a few points of risk generally, that it's you go to the NQ and it's like, oh, you have 40, 50 points of risk. It's like, well, you structure it right, it's really not that much more than the ES, but it's still a little bit psychologically daunting. It also moves pretty quick, which is why I think that I don't generally recommend beginners trade on the NQ. But we did have a little bit better signal bar there. And we have a little bit of overlap in the bars. In fact, if you look at this wick, you look at the previous wick, there's a small gap between here. Sometimes these project measured moves, right? So that would be a measured gap between there and the breakout. And that would be the measure. Now we might be coming up to fill that gap right now, but that could potentially be a measure right there. So we don't know that for a fact. We're just going to mark it. I'm going to use chartreuse to mark it. If this gap gets filled, then I'm probably just going to get rid of it. So remember, chop, 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 big breakout bar, less likely to have a lot of follow through to it. Not saying it won't, but when we're choppy, a little bit less choppy on the 5, but when we're choppy, we have a breakout, it's more likely that it's going to get bought back up and at least retest whatever it's breaking out of. Breakout, pullback, breakout. Or breakout, pullback. Whatever they want to call it. So many names. Okay, we're not going to worry about these. So what about a short in here? Well, we're still kind of in a range. Still kind of in a range. Might consider it, but you know, we'll have to see if this really breaks out, but this may not be one of those high profit target days. Might be more of a scalper's day. I've already decided that I would rather swing trade personally, sit here and take longer trades, bigger profit targets, and then let my bot scalp the market. That's what I'm working on with that algorithm I showed you on Quant Connect. Right now I have it on stocks, but this week I'm going to start beta testing it for NinjaTrader and develop it to beat prop firms. So still got a good bit of work to do, but I'm starting that. So if you're interested in those things, just definitely stick around. Subscribe to YouTube. Post a lot of things on here, guys. This is my main place, YouTube. Oh man, we're getting bought right back up. So right now the question for bulls is, can they get a significant close above the moving average? Just under 3 minutes in this bar. Alright. Chances are looking a lot better for getting a significant close above the moving average. Wouldn't really mind being short somewhere near this channel line either. Channel line, high of the day, something like that. Although, I don't know, do you want to be short with this context? Bull buyers here, bull buyers here. I don't know. Something to think about, I guess. Neat little breakout here. Maybe this will be worth taking a pullback. look for a short entry in here on, what is this, gold? Don't really have the best signal bar here, otherwise I'd probably consider it. I gotta wait for a good signal bar, guys. I gotta be disciplined. Gotta be disciplined and stick with our system. Everyone needs to work on discipline, including me. Including me. Don't mind me, I'm just looking. I need a good signal bar, guys. I gotta have it. I gotta have it. I'm not taking it if I don't have a good signal bar. Period. Why would I take a bull signal bar short? I can't do it. I just can't. This may end up developing into a range. Straighten this out. We'll just have to see. If we come back up a little bit and get a good signal bar, then consider being short. Just kind of keep an eye on that for now. Choppy, choppy, choppy. Okay. Alright, we're definitely sticking to a range in here. There's no doubt about that. Something like this, you can draw it there. Maybe you can draw it there. Also, I think something like that. You get the idea. Can't be short without a good signal bar, guys. Be disciplined. We can also match certain highs, like kind of put that there because it looked like there was a bear bar developing, but that's a place to look for sellers. This is a place. This is a place. Might put it here and just say anything above this level is potentially a good sell. Although you do got to be a little bit careful. Look at when we tested it here. We had some bull bars, but they weren't as big as these. This was also, I guess, at 2 o'clock in the morning, so that does make a difference. We're just going to wait and see if we have a good signal bar or not, guys. That's all we can do. We have a pullback in here, though. It is somewhat significant. So I guess I don't know, I got this weird comment yesterday on one of my in one of my videos. It was like, they asked, do you know, they said, my OKX wallet holds some USDT, and they had the seed phrase, and they give me the seed phrase. Like I needed to know that, right? And they want to move it, how to move it to Binance. It's like, well, it sounds scammy, because it's like the same person said the same thing, and they gave me their seed phrase. Like, are you inviting me to attempt to steal your crypto? Some sort of weird scam. Don't go stealing people's crypto, guys. You might get scammed. Then what are you going to do? Like, you tried to steal their stuff, and they stole your stuff. It's just karma at that point, right? I mean, you put yourself in a horrible position if you try to do that. Don't steal other people's crypto. Still waiting on a trade to develop here. Waiting on something good to happen. Has not happened yet. So my plan is to probably take the day off live streaming tomorrow. I have some things I have to do. And then I'm going to try to get this thing to also show my face. I don't actually know how to do that. I'm extremely new when it comes to live streaming, so just gotta give me some time here, guys. Like, I'm not really the sort of person to be live streaming. And for many years, you know, I asked, a lot of people asked, and it's like, well, when I was coaching, for me to live trade, and I was never too against the idea. It's just that it was kind of a distraction at the time. And I definitely still to this day trade a lot better when I'm not sitting here trying to work the YouTube settings and then you know, doing a bunch of other things, sitting here talking, trying to explain things. I definitely trade better without that. But it's something that I've gotten a little bit more used to now and feel a little bit more comfortable with. So it's not as big of a deal. Still waiting on a good trade, though. Still waiting on one. Now, to be honest with you, I don't really want a signal bar here. I don't really want a bear signal bar. I mean, maybe I would consider taking it, but have a nice little trend, nice little breakout. I really want to sell here. I'm going to sell, I really want to sell here. So I'm kind of hoping it doesn't give me a signal bar right now. And if it does, then I may not take it. Look at that beautiful moose. Daily chart, we are in a range. It is bullish context, and we talked about this last time. Consolidation, breakout, consolidation, probably bullish breakout. Gold's probably going to eventually go higher. Let's look at something real quick here. Let's check the ES, make sure nothing's going on. Not really the signal bar I'm looking for here. We are kind of within that range, but it's just not really the signal bar I'm looking for. Really, really briefly, let's examine this. This low and these highs, and we can create a measuring gap based on that. So we can say that just done really, really quickly here. Not extremely precisely, but generally project that at some point, maybe in the next few months, gold at least has a measured move to this about $3,100 range. In the moment, that's its measure, so in the weeks ahead, months ahead, maybe it'll get there. Okay. ES. I really hate this wick up here, though. Just makes your stop so much higher. Decent little signal bar on the NQ here to be short. Let's see. 68 points of risk. It's a little much. Maybe next time I'll pull up MNQ too, and I can definitely do this on MNQ. Even though I'm not confident I'd have a 2-to-1 risk to reward ratio, I might. What is that? Control function 4. I mean, I'd be pretty close. I'm not going to take this primarily because of the risk involved. If you're on MNQ, you can take it. I'm not going to. I'm just going to sit here. A lot of waiting, guys. Gotta wait for a decent trade. Wouldn't mind taking this, even though it does have extra risk, and maybe I wouldn't take it for that reason, but you know, probably at least going to go down in this area, right? It's at least a scalp. Same thing with NQ here. Here we are watching gold. Look at that, we got a signal bar. Wouldn't have gotten filled on a stop though. And now look at this big trend that it's created. You really want to be short against this. Do you really want to be short against that? This has a nice little steady decline here. This might be, actually might be a sell right there. Quick little scalp out of it. Gotta be willing to scale in though, use a wide stop. It's hard, where do you put your stop? It's gotta be up here. It's gotta be up there. Put your stop here, I guess. Risk less, but if you do that, at least just scalp here. At least just scalp. Wait for a pullback, I could be interested in that. Or getting some follow through on this signal bar here. And here we didn't really have a good signal bar. Guys, I used to be the sort of person who just wanted to trade with one screen right in front of them, and I still kind of am that way, but I almost feel like I need 4 or 5 screens at this point. You know those big dramatic pictures of the stock market where they have 10 different screens in front of them? That's how I feel sometimes. I feel like if I had 10 screens in front of me, I could probably put something useful on all of them. I have a lot of people messaging me today, guys. A lot of people. A lot of people need one-on-one coaching. I can honestly say one of my biggest, maybe regrets, maybe, I don't really know what you want to call it, but one of my biggest wishes is that I had someone to teach me trading. I didn't have anyone to teach me trading, guys. I figured it out on my own. It took me years. It took a lot of hard work, a lot of effort, and frankly, I realize now, 6 years later, that if I had had someone in my life to teach me, then I could have turned, 2 or 3 year process to eventually become profitable into like a 1 or 2 year process. I would have avoided a lot of fake trading systems. I would have avoided spending a lot of money on courses that didn't work, that I don't use, that I never log into. It would have been a lot easier for me, but it is what it is. Frankly, I'm happy to be here. A lot of people don't realize, though, that even if you just have someone to check in with every now and then, it can greatly improve your profitability and reduce your learning curve. You just have someone every now and then that you can check up on, that you can have a meeting with and ask what is going on here. It's extremely helpful, extremely helpful. Something that I wish I had in my beginning years as a trader. So if this is an inside bar, it is a signal bar. I am considering maybe taking it. You're going up against this trend here. Your biggest plus is just that, I always click the wrong button, whatever. Biggest plus is the small risk. You got 10 seconds to decide, are you going to take this? Right here with another signal bar, our risk is really small. I think I'd be willing to take a small position here. I can get it to work out. Give me just 1 second here. Okay, get my activation on. Alright, I need to push down below this bear bar to trigger.
Order submitted.
Trading really small, guys, just a contract. Just a contract. I'm either going to win with one contract or I'm not going to win at all. My risk is extremely low, and that's why I'm willing to take this trade against this trend right here. It is a halfway decent sell area. I'm taking this small. I'm going to use a tight stop. I'm not risking a lot. And that's assuming that I even get filled in here. It's assuming I even get a trigger. Right, about 4 points of risk. On one contract, it's not a lot, guys. It's not a lot of risk. I have really, really good upside. Really good downside too. So if this was just a bear bar in and of itself, I would be a lot more hesitant to take this. But it's right around the area of this other bear bar, which could act as a signal bar. This looks like a better signal bar, but I need to get a trigger. Once you have a signal bar, you need a trigger. So signal bar, no trigger. Signal bar, thus far, no trigger. Got about 3 minutes left in the bar. Odds are around 50-50 that we're going to get a trigger here. The fact that it's a bull bar, maybe a little bit less than 50-50 that we're going to get triggered on this current bar. Still got my order up though. Don't forget about these orders, and guys, I always set my orders good up as a GTC or good till the end of the day, and that makes it so that, especially for you people who are trading with prop accounts, depending on which one that you have, you should you shouldn't get penalized for leaving an order up, because your order should be canceled, if that makes sense. Quick little trick of the trade there, guys. Okay, let's look at some of the things real quick. A little bit of follow through here, guys, but this isn't really, it's not very exciting. It's what I'm talking about when I'm saying the scalp. Although this looks a little bit more exciting here. Congrats to anyone who took this trade on NQ. It's looking really good. Considering the chop, if you did take this trade, I'd probably move to break even right now. If you have multiple contracts, you can consider taking profit on one somewhere down here, and then just letting the other one ride. What did I talk about? Chop, breakout, retracement. Okay, guys, not necessarily a high probability trade, but I have low risk, and so that's why I'm willing to take it. I do still have this point here. That's where I'd really like to sell at, but if I can at least sell, at least get above here and buy and sell, then it's fine. I kind of hope this ends as an inside bear bar, and if it does, then I'll probably switch to a stop order. I have kind of gotten into the habit. Oh yeah, this is gonna.
Order submitted.
Well, ended up being a bull bar though. Ended up being a bull bar.
Order canceled.
Damn. Oh, I'm not sure if you can say that on YouTube actually. You probably can. I don't think it's a big deal. I was talking about the Hoover Dam, guys. God. Hoover Dam. Okay, I think this is... let's see if we get a retracement. I can get a little bit better. I would like a signal bar, though. I would like a signal bar. I don't want to just throw it out there. I want a signal bar. I want a signal bar, guys. I gotta be disciplined. I just gotta be. I just gotta be. Gotta be disciplined. Stick to the script. There's no improv here. I'll go ahead and get that away from. Okay. I don't know what'll happen. Maybe we'll get a giant bear bar and I'll miss this trade. I don't know, but willing to sit and wait. Something fun. Sometimes you can look at the 2-minute chart here and you can find a signal. That was a gray bar. On a 2-minute, on a 3-minute, was a bull. You could still find a reason to take this. I'm gonna wait. But it's still not a horrible trade. Still very much considering it. Also considering something here, even though these are some kind of bull bars, some kind of big bull bars, they're also a lot of bear bars. Alright guys, I have to take, because of this big push up right here from the bottom, and it pushed up above the channel line, because of that I have to be disciplined here. I have to get a good position. I'm not going to allow myself to have a lot of risk on this trade. I just can't do it. I just can't do it. There might be another leg up. I don't know. This is kind of an implied inside. Also kind of an implied inside. Do think that we're ready to start breaking out and kind of forming a final flag. Do have lots of signal bars, 1, 2, 3 in a row signal bars on the 2-minute. It's actually something I used to trade. I think it's reasonable enough to do an entry here, just based off of kind of what we're seeing on the 2-minute. I don't know if we're going to have a retracement enough to actually get in this though.
Order filled.
There we go. Okay. That's not bad, guys. One contract. I'm not trying to risk a lot. Like I said, I don't necessarily feel like this is an incredibly high probability trade, but it does give me enough of a signal to be able to take this trade with a small position. Now I am entering early. I know I just said that I wanted to stay disciplined and go with the signal bar. The reason why I entered here is because on the 2-minute, I do feel like I have enough reason to enter. There's 3 bear bars in a row, a bull climactic bar, 1, 2, 3 bear signal bars. So I do think that there is reason enough to enter. I don't think that everyone should just develop reasoning like I just did, but For me personally, I don't mind. Small risk, big reward. It's a little bit better than what I'm seeing here. Might be getting a signal bar here. I could be interested in that trade. It is right around resistance. Once again, relatively large reward but small risk. We are also being kind of inside implied. So we are finding what looks like kind of a final flag developing at this level. So that is helpful, but we are still going up against a bull trend. Sometimes when these final flags happen with a big bull trend like this, you're actually just going to the moving average, and it's going to be attached to this moving average. And that would kind of make sense in this situation too. If we did push down more, we could test this low, this moving average, and the channel line here. So it's not unreasonable to think that that might be what's happening. Because of that, though, I'm probably going to move to break even at the moving average. Minutes left. Okay, got right back down into that area. If you haven't taken profits here, I would at least trail the previous bar. Alright, guys. Very small position on gold here. And really might want to give it an extra tick. On things like gold and crude light, try to give things a few extra ticks of room. I am watching this, looking for a bear signal bar, and consider a low one short here. Should have been a little more patient, huh? Although when you look at this, if you see this and you're a bull, you're also just kind of like, it doesn't exactly make you feel the best. 20 seconds left in this bar. So I'm still holding on, still waiting. Probably did take a position too early though. Probably should have been more disciplined. It's okay. I don't hate what I see. I do want some more bear bars though. $40 seconds left in this bar. Looking for a bear signal bar. $12 seconds left. Give me a bear bar here. Give me a bear bar. It was was like, no, you don't get a bear bar. This is why we trade small, guys. This is why we trade small. It's all good though. Inside bull bar. Not what I wanted there either. You can see there's some consolidation here too. See, it's basically what's happening here. Is we are consolidating. Looks like we are potentially going to break out soon. Which direction are we going to break out in? It's a good question. I don't really know, to be honest. I don't know. We're just going to have to wait and see, I think. Alright, are you going to start doing something or not, gold? I'm ready. Let's do it. Let's do it. Outside bear bar, guys. Not taking this right now. Patience, patience, patience here. Let's wait for it to close. Wait for it to close, and then we'll go from there. Someone asked me, do I listen to music when I trade by myself? And no, not really. Not really. I mean, sometimes I kind of do, but not generally. I'm more of like a sit in the quiet kind of guy. Some people hate that. It just helps me to focus, really. I hate being in a noisy environment and trading. And it's interesting too, because I'm the sort of person where if I'm working, if I'm doing anything, I'm listening to music. But not trading. Basically what I do, well, what I do essentially is everything that I'm saying here, I'm pretty much thinking. It's not a bad bear bar. Go ahead and move to break even. I don't think I'm going to. I think I'm just going to take the risk, because I still have small risk. No matter what, I got small risk. And the other thing is, if I moved, look at where I'm at. If I move to break even, and we get a retracement, which could very well happen, then I can get stopped out. But if this is a big bear bar closing at its low, and you know, if I get lucky enough and it closes under the moving average, even better. But what I don't want to happen is to find buyers trying to get out at the moving average, although I think that they may also seen this final flag. There's a lot of bull bars in this final flag too. But what I don't want is them to try to get out, break even. It touched my break even order, and then like, well, then what? You know, I'm gonna wait one more bar. If this is a good bear bar, I'll move to break even. Remember, guys, I'm not too worried about this. I have relatively small risk. I have good reward. I can afford to lose this trade still. If I lose this trade, it is what it is. I hope I don't lose it though. I'd rather make the money. Tricky, tricky, tricky. No longer very interested in this. Rather just let it develop. We're past previous resistance here. Looks like we tried to get down there and we didn't. Tried to reverse down and we didn't. Choppy, 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 guys. Chop, breakout. Probably going to be a retracement. Now we are at a key level here. 20 EMA, channel line. We can get rejected here, but we could also just find buyers, push up a little bit and then push down. So sitting here, I'm waiting, I'm patient, and I'm still willing to lose this trade. There's people that say sell on the first sign of weakness. Well, kind of depends on the trade. You got to understand too that sometimes you're going to be profitable before you lose. It sucks, but it happens. The other thing to realize is that if you go with the mindset sell on the first sign of weakness, then you know that's great and all, but the reality is that the big trades, most of your money, little rule here, 80% of your money is going to be made from 20% of your trades. Market is breaking out about 20% of the time, so it makes sense, right? So if you sell on the first sign of weakness, then if you sell a pullback in a bear trend and you're already short, then you know that's not necessarily the right thing to do. You can hold through the pullback, make even more money, then that's what matters. That's where you make your real money right there. Holding through pullbacks. Including this one. Even if this is a bear signal bar, I'm probably going to skip it. Still willing to hold through this, guys. We knew that there was a possibility of buyers being here. We know that our risk is small and our reward is big. I'm looking really heavily at this though. Just thinking, trying to think of which direction it'll break out. Near this channel line, so maybe it'll be short. Even though we have some kind of bullish context there, overall, if you look at things, that's a pullback. That's most of our context right there. So I am thinking about being short in here somewhere. Gotta find a good spot though. All right. Good to know we're still ranging. Bulls who see this, though, are probably going to be at least somewhat interested in buying this big signal bar here at a good place of support. So probably be looking for another leg up. Maybe we'll test the high of the day. It's a bare signal bar here. It's not really where I want it to be. I wish it was a little bit lower. I wish I didn't have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bull bars to go up against. Context of some chop here. Not the biggest fan of this trade. I do think that we're probably going to be short here. This is going to be a bear breakout, but have not found a good place to enter yet. Crazy, crazy day, huh? Less than 2.5 minutes left in this bar. I would really like to be short in this right now. Just need to find a place. Just sitting here waiting, guys. Sitting here waiting. It's kind of, I mean, honestly, you could be short here if you really wanted to. You need to have a big stop, though. Big stop. You also have the low of the day, so you have to wonder if there will be buyers. I'm not going to lie, it is a little bit tempting, though. Just because I don't know, I really do actually want to be in this. I think I do actually want to be short. I want to be short. I want gold to go down. I'm probably not going to be that lucky, though. probably will not be. I tell you, it's so cool getting text messages from an algorithm that's trading for you. It's the coolest thing in the world, dude. If you don't think that's cool, I don't know what to tell you. If that's not cool, then literally you're just, nothing is cool to you. This is 18 points of risk. I'll wait a little bit. I might sell a pullback. All right, let's go gold. It is what it is, guys. Small risk, big reward. That's what matters.
Stop filled.
All right, there we go. Little final flag there. Definitely found support at the moving average. It is what it is. Wouldn't mind finding a trade on the ES now. Alright guys, we got our levels marked. I think that's where we're going. Thinking about, not necessarily going to say it's a good idea, but I'm thinking about if you sell the low, put your stop up here. 15 points of risk is kind of a lot, but you're probably not going to retest this level either. You're probably going to go down to there, so in fact,
Order submitted.
it's kind of a high risk trade here, but points. It is kind of a lot, but let's see how far. See if we can't find just a semi-reasonable place for a stop. It's kind of tough, but if I can get it on a retracement, it wouldn't be so bad. see if we get a retracement here. I'm willing to risk this if we can get a retracement. I could also potentially, just trying to formulate this, because I want to be in this, but I don't want to have, I'm willing to take the high risk because I have extremely high reward too. Just trying to structure it properly here. Risking about $1,000 to make quite a bit more if I got it here right. I'll have more than two to one. About a 50% retracement of this bar. So I have a choice. I could either put my stop here if I get filled here. That'll be the apex of the triangle, which probably won't get tested in this situation. Or I could put it above here, which also might not get tested above this bar. Really just depends on how badly you want to be in this. I'm not gonna lie, I kind of want to be in this a little bit badly. You know, for better or for worse. Figure if we're gonna go short, then we're probably gonna go short now. Getting kind of close to my order.
Order filled.
Okay, filled me without a stop. Give me just a second, guys.
Order filled. Order filled. Order filled. Order submitted. Order filled.
Enjoy the moose picture for a second. Okay. We are back in it here. Big risk, big reward. It is what it is, guys. I do think that we're probably going to end up touching this level here, but the big question is, will it retrace first? Look at this on the daily. Seeing this rejection here, and I want to see if we're going to test this level again. I hear there's some more winter weather coming our way. Gonna have to see what happens, I guess. Hope everyone stays safe in the weather. look at gold being a big tease. It's alright. I'm more interested in just hanging out here for now. So I've been having more and more people ask me lately. They're like, ask about like fatigue while trading. So, do you experience fatigue? I guess I do. But I do a lot of things, so, you know, trading is kind of like a muscle. You got to build up the muscles. You got to get used to analyzing stocks and getting in charts and getting in the mindset and, you know, all these different things. And, you know, it can definitely be exhausting. I definitely get that. I think for me, because I do this a lot, I study charts every day, probably 7 days a week. Definitely 7 days a week, actually. And so, you know, I also do a lot of coding and working with algorithms, and that makes me look at charts more and look at a lot of data points. So it really is just a muscle you got to build up. Just build up that muscle. It takes time. A little less than 3 minutes left in this bar. Probably be my last trade today, no matter what. Probably be my last one. It's getting to be about lunchtime, guys. Well, I guess it's not technically lunchtime, but I feel like it's lunchtime. Some people ask me too, do I sit here and day trade all day, every day? And the answer is both yes and no. It really kind of just depends on what's going on in my life. I will say this, sometimes I can just go on the charts and within the first hour or two make a couple thousand, and if that's the case, then I'll probably just stop for the day. I could also, I do come back, especially if the market's slow or whatnot. I do come back. I take breaks sometimes. I go to lunch. Sometimes I just go walk around the yard. I also do like a lot of different kinds of trading. So 2023, I pretty much day traded every day of the year. I did a lot of day trading, a lot of futures trading. 2024, I did a lot of stock and options trading with a little bit of day trading. 2025, I have no idea what I'll do, maybe a little bit of both. If there's a market crash in 2025, I'm not saying that there's going to be, I'm just saying that if there is, honestly, I might go back to what I did in 2022. For those of you who don't know, 2022 was one of my favorite years because of the bear market, specifically in crypto. And I exclusively traded crypto, except for, I guess, some futures trading, but I did a big focus on crypto trading in 2022 and made a lot of money, which if you ever want to find a good way to make money in a bear market, I think I found a good little niche in crypto. Find an altcoin that is that's no good, and then just work on shorting it. Just find levels. If you're in a bear market overall, and you know you have you have an altcoin that's really worthless anyway, a lot of times it can be a good short. It can be something good to short and hold. It can be something good to just trade. I found that trading it on higher time frames is really nice. Scaling into trades, I did a lot of scaling in. Did a lot of 4-hour work. Did a lot of daily work. Just waiting on this trade to develop right now. Trading is a lot of waiting. It is a low one short trigger. Now I have my stop relatively wide. I don't have it stupendously wide. I'm thinking that if we test something, it might test somewhere between this blue line right here, which is the low. It might test this, which I'm not worried about. It might test the apex of this breakout here. I'm hoping it doesn't test the apex, because that's about where my stop is. I'm not really willing to move it up here. Basically what I'm doing by taking this trade, this isn't a kind of trade that I normally take. What I'm doing by taking this trade is I'm essentially saying that I bet that we're going to reach the bottom here before my stop gets hit. That's essentially what I'm saying here. If I'm wrong, lose about $1,000 bucks. If I'm right, I don't know, make almost 60 points, or the day will end. One of the two. What was it? 58. Yeah, so I essentially am working with about a 1 to 3 risk to reward. Just chilling, waiting for things to pan out, guys. Honestly, don't have a whole lot more to talk about, so if I'm quiet, then that's fine, I guess. I'm still here waiting on this trade. Really in a small range now. I was wondering if this little bar up here, this little bar right here would end up being a rejection of the 20 EMA. Looks like it may very well be. I would love it if we just went straight down, because then the 20 EMA would touch right there, and that would be nice. Be really, really nice. So we'll have to see what will happen. We'll probably consider moving to break even here soon. Need a good low here, good close. Okay, come on. Minute and a half left. Give me a big fat bear bar. Alright, so I'm waiting to move to break even. I want it to break the low and have a decent close. Otherwise, I kind of just assume that we're still in a range. Alright, need this to break the low here. I need a good close. See if we'll get it or not. Here's our gold trade. Tricky, tricky, tricky. Haven't really been looking at any other charts because I'm pretty solid on where I am, but that's probably, we did get one tick below, so that actually could be a decent signal bar there for NQ as well. Okay, so we broke the low. The only thing I really want now is a close below the low, and then I'll probably go ahead and move to break even. I'm not the biggest fan of maybe moving to break even now, but I'm going to go ahead and do that because your dude's getting hungry. So I'm just going to wait a few more minutes. I will leave this going probably until this trade closes, whatever happens. But I will might just turn off my sound. We'll see. Maybe it'll just race down there. Probably won't, but maybe it will. 3 minutes left in this bar. Anything can happen still. Guys, if you want one-on-one coaching lessons, I do that. Stocks, futures, ETFs, options, I do all that. If you want to know what the best trades are coming up, I have a Signals Discord, link in the description. If it's not for some reason, comment, message me on Fiverr, message me on Discord. I make myself extremely available to other people. Maybe a little bit more than I should, but it's fine. I'm also working on an alert system, which I hope to release in a few weeks. We'll see. I haven't done as much work on it as I should, but we'll just see how it goes. And then I'm also working on an algorithmic trading program that's in its beta stage. So if you're interested in that, there is a free Discord for that. It's another one, but I'm not just letting any other. I'm not just letting any random person in there. So message me. Let's talk a little bit, and we'll go from there. Kind of like the moving average to be under here, under where my entry is. Because we're getting far away from it here. We're getting really far away. And so it makes me think that if I move to break even, then I might be stopped out of a potentially really good trade. I might keep my stop where it is. I could probably also reduce it. Actually, I think that's what I'll do. I'll reduce it. I'll reduce my risk to up here, and I'll let it go. The nice thing about this too is it does have a 20 EMA gap, which at least slightly increases the probabilities that any pullback that it has to test the 20 EMA will not break above. It's good too when you're in a position, just kind of look back at some charts. See, we're also pretty far away from the 15-minute 20 EMA, which means we're going to be far away from the 1 hour too. Just the daily. As you can see too, it would make a lot of sense for us to test back down here. It would make a lot of sense. I don't know for sure if we will, but it would make sense, right? It's a pretty steep channel too. Maybe we'll go a little bit lower. Now this also is really kind of a profit target because it's triangle, right? One leg down, two legs down, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, we could still get some more movement from this, but I don't necessarily want to be out of this trade right now, but it also kind of is what it is. Let's draw a couple of different options here. So an option. I'll kind of remove these so I can see a little better. So there's a few options. This honestly isn't a bad place to actually look to take profits, or at least partial profits. Holding through another pullback, it might end up kind of ranging. I was kind of hoping for some better movement. This is 2 legs down now. I wish I had multiple contracts in it. Of course it was big risk, but I do wish I had multiple contracts so I could let one go. But I'm thinking about calling it here. It is 2 legs down. I was hoping for a little bit more movement. I'm not really getting it. I do think that we can hit this, but I think it's going to be a while. I don't quite want to move to break even, but I might move to break even and just let y'all watch it play out. The big thing about it is, if you're going to move to break even, just look at these trend lines. This trend line, if it's respected, probably won't hit a break even. This trend line, if it's respected, it might. We need to go down and sideways more. I can't really see my bar timer here. 26 seconds left. Guess I could also just do that. Hoping this will end as a bear bar. The more bear bars, the better. Alright guys, here's what I'm going to do for you. Move to break even. I don't really want to do this. I don't really want to be at break even right now. There's still a chance that price could jump up and stop you out. Especially since you don't know. I mean, if that's not there, if that's the trend that it's respecting, then you'll probably get out. Break even. But we kind of had our 2 legs down. This is a place where you can consider at least taking partial profits. I am actually going to sit here and wait it out, and I'm going to see if we can get the big trade that we were originally going for, that we were originally hoping for. I'll leave this at break even, and I won't turn off my sound, but I will probably see you guys at another time. So leave this running. 2.5 hours in. This is my longest live stream ever. 2.5 hours in. We're just going to sit here and see what happens, guys. So I'm still going to be around. I'll come back and look at it. But for the time being, it is what it is. So enjoy watching the rest of this. And I will see y'all when it gets close to either my stop loss or my profit target. Alright guys, back up here a little bit. Have a new low. I am moving my stop loss. By the time price gets here, we should hopefully have 20 EMA as resistance as well. We'll have to see. Still a pretty reasonable place to move. We have a new low. So it is a winning trade no matter what. It just depends. It's either going to be a big winner or it's going to be a not as big winner. We are still giving it some room though. Now one of the disadvantages is if it comes and tests this trend line right here, that might stop us out, but we'll have to see. Either way, this is a winning trade. If it keeps going, great. If it comes back, it stops us out, and that's fine too. Alright guys, I'm going to go ahead and let y'all keep watching this, and we'll see what happens. Alright, it's getting pretty close to the stop loss here. Not quite there though. Alright, let's see what will happen here. Be a really good trade. Had to get in kind of late. Not a bad example on how to enter late either. Sometimes the market just develops, it just happens, and you got to get in there. Got to get in there somehow. Trade small when you do it. Trade small, and if you have a really big, really obvious profit target, then even better. Alright, here we go.
Stop filled.
Alright guys, not a bad trade. Not a bad trade at all. Took a long time to play out, but worked out quite nicely. Had a triangle, one leg down, two legs down here. Had a double bottom, started to show support. Pretty good bull bar for the bulls there at the low of the day. Not bad for to at least look for a minor reversal. Now this is still a pretty strong trend here, so if you're looking to get back into this, then just wait for this to develop some more. But I imagine that this is going to yield to another short entry somewhere along the way here, at least one more. So just let this develop. Look for it around this channel line here, this trend line. And apart from that, guys, best of luck trading the rest of the day, the rest of the week. I will be taking tomorrow off, but I should be back on Thursday. Guys, if you want to join the Discord, link is in the description. Signals Discord, free Discord, where I post all sorts of tips, tricks, and ways that you can trade the market. If you're interested in one-on-one meetings, I do that as well. Just hit me up through Fiverr or Discord. And if you're interested in our algorithmic trading system or NinjaTrader 8 indicators or bots, shoot me a message. We are beginning the beta program for that. We're in the middle of that. So if you're interested, shoot me a message. Best of luck trading to everyone. I will see y'all next time.